All right, what's going on, people? Not Just Music Podcast in the building. Another good evening. What's good with you, bro? How's everything today?
What's happening, man? Good, good. How about you, bro?
Excellent, man. Doing good. It's another good Tuesday. Um, let's bring up this Black History again because it's that time. I don't even think a lot of people even knew um that this year marks 100 years of Black history. So if nobody ever knew that, this is actually a historical moment. A lot of Black people are part of right now that they probably don't even realize. Did you know that, bro?
Know what, bro? Say it
That
again. I'm
this
sorry. You're
year,
going in and out.
this year marks 100 years of Black history. You knew that?
Not you can be honest, I thought black history existed as long as black people existed.
Yeah, actually, it
Real talk,
actually,
bro. I ain't know listen, real talk. I didn't know it had a year or a number on it.
yeah,
Real talk.
it actually has a year and a number on it, man.
Okay.
It came up today, um, in my in part of some of my history readings. I was looking at it, I was like, wait a minute. I was like, man,
That's crazy, right? You would think it existed as long as black people existed.
yeah. So I did a little research on it, and this is what Google AI came up with. I want everybody to hear it. February 2026 marched the 100th anniversary of organized Black History commemorations in the United States. What began as a week-long effort to integrate Black stories into American education has evolved into a global movement of reflection and celebration. So let's keep going. It says the observance was established to ensure that the too often neglected accomplishments. It's the like what basically stuff me and you always talk about with people just, a lot of the black stuff just kind of got overlooked.
Yeah.
Of Black Americans were honored as an integral part of the nation's story. Now, 1926, an historian by the name of Dr. Carter G. Woodson and the Association for Study of Negro Life and History, um, they basically launched Negro History Week, and basically, it is always they marked it always on the second week of February. The reason being, the date of choice came because of Frederick Douglass. His birthday was on February 14th, and Abraham Lincoln, his birthday was on February 12th. Now, the reason they chose these two people because they were the first two people in history to push Black liberation. So that's the reason why they chose that second week of February. Of course, things done changed over the years. 1976, they showed during the U.S. bicentennial, President Gerald Ford officially recognized it as Black History Month, urging Americans to seize the opportunity to honor Black achievement. And I don't think neither one of us kind of even brought up him yet in a conversation to actually talk about it. But it's deep that nobody ever really appoints him in any way, shape, or form towards, history. And it's deep that it was him to actually mark the whole entire month. But it still really didn't get any big wings until it just took some time to grow.
He got a
And
patent or what you call it? Um
he
like where
basically,
it's a certified stamp.
yeah, basically certified it. Yep, basically,
Okay, okay.
him being the president of that time in 1976. That's when things started to kind of
Oh yeah, they
change a
started
lot.
sign. They sign. Don't they sign laws in and stuff? That so he signed it in law, right?
Yeah, at the U.S. bicentennial. Yep,
Oh, okay, okay.
yep,
Yeah,
during the
that's certified.
U.S. bicentennial. Yep, they did it. That's when they did it in
Man,
1976.
yeah, like you say, dang, that's crazy. We missed that part of history though. That's crazy. But like I said, but any who would have thought that Black History Month had a date to it, a Black History period. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
you would just think that it was just existed since the first black person was born, put on this earth. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mhm.
I mean, I mean, that's a good thing though. We think like that because that mean, hey, Black history it's always been Black history, long as Black exists. So
Exactly. And
yeah,
this something I thought about. They was comparing what's going on now to what was going on 100 years ago, right? And I gotta say
yeah,
this now. Okay, so to talk of the situation, we already been talking about Nikki, and I gotta bring this up because it's just it's part of this situation of this 100 year stretch that's going on, right?
right.
And we it you want to put a black face on something, and think about this, dog. Just think about this. The
Yeah,
person that they tried to choose was Nicki Minaj. Just think about that for a second, bro. Think about it. Out of all these black folk that they could have
they try
that
to get her the queen of
they tried to
man,
roll around. You know what I thought about too.
man,
And
the
I
face
think
of hip hop, girl, the women hip hop, right?
they took, and notice this. They done completely wrote off Candace Owens as if in like she ain't got nothing to do with nothing now. You notice that, right?
But you know what? I think Nikki is the replacement for Candace Owens.
Gotta be.
I
That's
think
the
I think that's the replacement, man.
gotta
Like,
be.
didn't Candace get in a little situation where she said
Mhm.
something about Charlie Kirk or whatever,
Yep, she
and
she she
yeah,
basically
she basically went against the grain a little bit from what I
she
heard,
she
and
jumped on our ship.
yeah. Now Trump had to find a replacement. You feel me?
Yeah, exact. And
He
see,
had to find a replacement,
as me
and
and
Nikki took the bait. You
as
feel me?
me and you talked about in that reaction,
Yeah, yeah,
the likelihood of what's going on, the light bulbs just slowly starting to just come on. I'm looking at all these tweets that she's
yeah.
tweeting or on X, and looking at
She
all
couldn't
of her
even
X
name a
posts.
trait that she loved of the president, our form well, y'all former president. She couldn't even come up with a trait. They asked her in the interview, what's some of the traits you love about the president? And you know what her response was?
Say it.
I don't he got bullied. I didn't like how they bullied him, and I'm used to getting bullied. So that was her response, right?
Oh
That was her response,
Jesus!
bro.
Because he's used to getting listen to that bullying. That's out of all the things.
Look, Trump should be the last one talking about getting bullied, right?
Man,
Trump
look.
is the biggest bully. It seems like he can give the smoke, but he can't take no
Can't
smoke,
take no smoke. He
Mr.
can't take no
President.
smoke, man. And this at 100 year mark, this is what they was saying. Like, we was fighting for a situation, and now look at what we doing with it. And I'm not even speaking of the part of saying I'm not even speaking of the part of saying, like Republican versus Democrat
Yeah,
versus a libertarian or whatever. I'm speaking of
yeah.
just across the board, period. Like, look at how we doing with the power. Like, we literally play with it like it's okay.
Well, you
Like,
know what though? These situations, bro. These situations when people show their true colors, it makes me really like we do the research. We go back. I do the history, and like I said in one of the previous blogs we did, um, she's from Trinidad.
yeah,
She's not even
not
really
American.
fully black.
Yeah.
So I expect this. Like that's what I'm glad this stuff happens because then you start evaluating the person, like going back, checking the history of these people, and
Mm-hmm.
you realize she probably didn't like these black girls anyway. Her being from Trinidad and her, she probably looked at these black girls that looked up to her and looked down upon these girls. Like it's sad. She
Mm-hmm.
probably never really had respect for her black fans anyway, because your true colors are coming out. Like you can't come back from this. I don't care. Apology is not going. Nah, you said what you said. and
Mhm.
then she basically was saying she felt bad for the white individuals, something like
Yeah, you
white.
heard
She said,
that.
yeah, white girls should be
White
able
girl.
to fit in with black girls or something. Like we haven't been the ones being oppressed for years. Like white people have been good. What you
Oh
mean?
man, that was so. I was trying to understand what she. I was like, okay,
Uh,
this definitely sound like a reach
uh,
for a
uh.
new type of power, and and if nothing else, like to point out one key thing about this, to bring up an album in the midst of all of this, to point the albums to say, hey, I'm gonna hold the album until this to contract get negotiated.
You know
Um,
what though? Well, you know, a lot of fans probably like keep that album, man. We don't want that. We don't want that album, man. Like a lot of people like me probably like keep that album, man. You done hurt. This ain't a great rollout. If this was her rollout, man, for the album, this was a huge flop. Like Charlemagne, she deserved Donkey of the Day. Like
boy,
I'm like Breakfast Club, get her Donkey of the Day, man.
she
Like
should own it. She should own that
yeah,
right about until the whole situation play out and be done.
Donkey of
Cause
the Day. Mm,
it's a
mm, mm,
situation
mm.
too though. You know, I'm gonna say this again. You know, pay attention to all of this, y'all. Like this is out of all of the 100 years of being on considered, you know, in our history. Look at what we doing now. You know, look at that. I still say this. Who can point out one situation right now that is considered positive? Like Q brought up a situation about the skater. I mean, about the hockey chick. I can't think of her name right now, but I'm
Man, what's her
it,
name?
if is it Crystal and Finster? It was that it? No,
No,
that
no, no,
wasn't
no,
it.
no,
That
no,
was the
no.
other chick. Who was it? It was the one
It's on the
before.
tip of my tongue.
But I'm gonna start talking about this. Like, this is something I noticed. It's somebody posted, you know, with her being one of the best and top Olympians right now, considered to be in the Olympics and have a big rollout. You know,
And somebody
financially.
just invested into her, bro.
Yeah,
Sorry to cut you off.
this
The
no.
tight
That's what
end
I'm
from the tight end from
from the.
the Chiefs. What's his
Yeah,
name? Travis.
yeah, Kels.
She shouted him out years ago or
Mm-hmm.
something like that. Well, no, Travis shouted her out, congratulated her because she made something on a team way before the Olympics, and he
Mm-hmm.
congratulated her. And he ended up endorsing, giving her money, putting into her in her brand or whatnot.
And I'm gonna tell you this, and this is the reason why I'm bringing that up. So do realize that these Olympians do not make money like y'all think. This is classic America
Right.
displaying how they care and what they care about.
You will never
So,
understand unless you play sports. Like, you know, that like that medal, when you get that medal means everything. That gold medal, it's like something that you can use. It's like a resume. It's like that's gonna carry you through life, like a college graduate. That gold medal means the world. Like I've received medals, you know, just not Olympics, but in competitions and stuff like that. And you always want that gold. You always want that number one. So
mhm.
if you never been in any kind of sports or competition, I wouldn't expect them to understand it. Like it's deeper than money. It's kind of like bragging rights. You want
No,
that.
it's a part of it is it's bragging rights. Then there's a part of it that comes with a burden though. There's a
Yeah.
part of it that is a burden. I
Yeah.
mean, the parts of it that are a burden are. This is me speaking from a track and field standpoint because I know people personally that
Mhm.
uh deal with the whole situation of how the US and Olympics and how they, look at this situation. So
Mhm.
I'm not even speaking of the part of the celebratory. I'm speaking of the part of where there's the taking care of. There's the part where there's the well, we make the country look good. Well, what comes with making the country look good.
Yeah, I agree. That should be
So I'm gonna
yeah.
give an example. So just like with her, with the I'm gonna call her name. Let me pull up on my phone just so
All
I
right,
want
man.
to
I
say
swear it
her
was
name. I'm gonna go on here and pull this episode up because I
oh,
want to say her name because it's only right that I say her name.
right. It's on the tip of my tongue too.
Come here, episodes. Scroll down, down. What's going on? It's your boy Duan Barino from Not Just Music Podcast. I have a very special offer for you guys via morelabs.com. If you're that type of person who loves to drink coffee, but you don't want to always drink coffee, or if you're the type of person that doesn't drink coffee at all, but needs a very much needed push boost in the morning, we have something for you. Morning recovery supplement. It is very, very useful. It is very, very highly effective. Also, if you're the type of person that, you got drunk the night before and you wake up in the morning, you had a hangover, guess what? It works for you too. All right. So at the end of the day, if you head over there to morelabs.com, we have something set up for you already at checkout. All you have to do is enter the code NJMP and you will receive 25% off instantly. How about that? Can you beat that? Head over to morelabs.com, all right? Peace.
Layla Edwards.
There you go. So
Layla
Layla
Edwards.
Edwards was the one. They what happened was this is part of like what I mean by like travel. Even when you get there, taking care of things while you're there,
Yeah.
they don't even allot this situation to certain Olympians, bro. And it's sad to say this. And I'm gonna give you my reason how I know. Because I've seen so many things that came up over the past 3 days that's considering helping her in the situation of her getting there and returning home, travels, all of that stuff.
That
Now,
is crazy
now,
though.
hear me out, bro. Now, hear me out. Now, how can I perform and thinking about all of this stuff I got? You thinking about all this overhead I gotta take care of at the same time? how I'm supposed to be great? Like how? I mean, you can be great, but like it's not the case of
You
saying,
heard what Clarissa Shields said? She said she was number one
mm-hmm,
and she was broke. She
yeah,
had a gold medal and was broke.
broke, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and you think of I was looking at the other country last Olympics with the track.
Yeah.
I can't remember which country it was, bro, but the dude won. The dude who won, I think it was the 200, 400. I can't remember what race he won.
Right.
But
Right.
when he won, bro, he got a house, groceries for a year.
He wasn't black, right?
Yeah, he was black.
He was
This was
black,
in his
but it was another country.
in another country. He's from another country though. He
Yeah.
gets a new house, groceries for a year. I can't remember. I think transportation.
Yeah.
Some type of transportation situation.
Yeah.
All this is gifted to him because he won the Olympics, right? But then
Yeah.
we think about how rich.
But you know what though, man? Look, this is why I respect black folks. And you making my point because like you say, we go out there and we run like our life is on the line, like the renters do.
Yeah,
We'll go out there and make that tackle like the renters
yeah,
do.
yeah,
We'll go out, you know what I'm saying? And even if we starving,
yep,
that's one thing. We'll work hard even at our lowest. Like
yep.
going like, we could be down bad, no place to stay. Like, like LeBron used to they was on welfare when he, going to basketball practice. Like, you notice all us, like we deal with controversy and still succeed in what we do. And we don't make excuses. Even if it might be hard, we find a way. That's one thing you can say about the black culture.
Mhm.
And that's why I wanted to shout that out. They cannot never say that's why they hate us so much, I feel. Because we face adversity in the face and we go get it.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't no other race like that, man. I don't care what you say. Look at the history. Look who dominates sports. We talking about Olympics. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? And like
Mm-hmm.
you just added on. We don't get paid for this stuff,
We don't.
but we do it because it's the love for it, and
We
we know
love
we
it.
getting cheated, but
Mm-hmm.
we ain't gonna let that hold us back. Nah, I ain't gonna lose. I still want to be number one. We still got that hunger. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
that's what I love about black people, man. We some go getters, regardless of whatever the situation.
So this is the whole underlying point, right? Like me and you can get on here and speak on a whole lot of situations
Mm-hmm.
to consider, especially when it comes to the black culture. You know,
Right.
it's there's so much in 100 years that has changed, but some people's mentalities are stuck in 100 years ago, and then some people mindsets are not even here at all. You know, like
It's cuckoo for cocoa
we've
puffs.
got to that point. We've got to that point now where we have that option, and that's crazy. Like everybody was all fighting for a cause at one point, and you know now it's just like sketchy all across the board. Like you sent that video the other day, or sent that video the other day. You know, where a situation where you can't even go to a gathering, right?
Yeah,
And take your kids, take your family, take everybody out there, right?
yeah,
You cannot even like to say that somebody can just pull out a gun, right?
yeah.
Now you're not thinking somebody's gonna pull out a gun. In most cases, when you go to a place, right? You're hoping for the best, you know. Especially,
My, I, listen.
go ahead.
Honestly, I do like with all what's going on. I always expect the worst, man. Like I'm sorry, everything I've seen, and social media, in person, it's just yeah. I like what they call PTSD. I mean, yeah, I expect that. I'm always on my p's and q's. I'm sorry.
That's for the traumatized. Let me
Yeah, yeah,
speak for
yeah,
let
yeah,
me
yeah,
speak
yeah.
from I'm
Yeah.
speaking
I'm
from
traumatized,
a just a commonplace.
right?
For the
But
sake
yeah, a little
of
innocent kid wouldn't expect that. Like you're a
a
kid.
child goes
Yeah,
somewhere is not
yeah.
expecting to
Yeah.
be ambushed by a situation. They just
And that's why my heart hurts when things happen to kids because it,
yeah,
it takes me back to when I was a kid. I was innocent, just wanting to have a good time, man.
yeah,
I wasn't thinking nothing bad.
yeah.
So if somebody was to take my innocence, that wouldn't be right. If somebody was to, that's crazy. Take your innocence or, your life. Like,
That's a
that's crazy.
that's why I say this is why I said it goes to what you were saying too. You know why is it? We used to be protective of our own, right? Now we
Mm-hmm.
got to be protective of our own and against our own at the same time. And it's crazy because
Woo.
the white man used to want to out us, right? The white man wanted to out the whole black situation in some kind of
Now it's
way.
the black trying to out black the black.
Now it's
Do the thing.
totally turned. Now we have the option to say that, man, I can kill this nigga over here if I want to, or however the case it may be. We have that option now. It's crazy to think that way, but for 100 year turn, that's deep for
Yeah.
history. Like we got history now that it's more black people killing black people. That's the history, bro. That's what we get to say. So 50 years from now, somebody can say, yeah, man. Yeah, we were killing each other back in the day, bro. What? Just
You
hit
know what
it.
I hate? You know what I dislike, bro? This is one thing. We will destroy our own brother, our own sister. But soon as that white man come around, we on our best behavior. We don't know nothing. We scared, put our head down. Yes. And that Bill Cosby special taught me a lot. Well, I
Mhm.
showed you, I sent you that link.
Yeah, boy. Yeah.
That was a brilliant piece of work, bro. What's the name of it so that the audience can look at that?
So I'm gonna pull it. I'm gonna pull this
Yeah,
up. I
yeah.
want you.
They need
I'm
to
a,
watch that.
I'm gonna add some, more uh depth
Yeah,
to this.
because that
Matter of
was a
fact,
powerful.
let's say that for another episode because I'm
Okay.
about to. I don't want to make
Yeah.
this one long. Dog, about you just woke up a nerve again. I just thought about that because y'all did say that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So let me give a short insight.
Right.
Um. So years back in the 70s and 80s, we didn't have like too many uh people who would push the black situation. Just and when I say black situation, just take a pick at anything that was going on in the 70s and the 80s or 60s, 70s, 80s and to bring light to it in some type of way of saying that let's talk about history and why we're here and what's going on and what's the situation of our history. What do we know about us? What don't we know about us? Did they tell us the truth about this at school? Did they tell us the truth about that at school? All this had to come into play some type of way, right? So let me bring
Yeah.
this up. I want to say this. So some of my teachers in elementary, right? They
Mhm.
were, how me and you talk about how they never stressed the situation of black history
Right.
for us. And it's not saying, teaching history, they as they call it American history. I think that's what it was called when I was in, early parts of school.
Right.
They never talked about anything black. But didn't you just say American history? So we not gonna get American history? We just gonna get a
Right.
whole bunch of diluted white history telling us about stuff around black people, and you gonna tell us this was created by this person, tell us it was created by that person. I used to have these questions. I'm just throwing all of this out there, um, because we gonna get back up tomorrow too. But
All right.
it's crazy to me what history has given us. Like I said, 100 years. Like you said, I wasn't thinking about 100 years. You get what I'm saying? I didn't even know we got to 72 years.
I
I
thought
didn't
it
even
was
know.
forever. I thought it
I
was
didn't
forever.
I didn't know we got to 78 years. I didn't know we got to 82. I mean,
That just
uh,
messed me up right there, man. That's a good cat. That's some good history, bro. Good, good,
so
good,
so
good
so
insight.
lost, stolen, or strayed, and
Yeah.
that's
Yes.
listen,
Yes.
listen to the title. Listen to the title. The reason
Bro,
why I
that's
said
deep. Woo,
that's the reason
deep,
why I
bro.
asked all the questions. Why I pointed out certain people. Why school, they teach us, and it's crazy. Me and you had a very long pod about that. What
Yeah.
did they teach you in school? So what did they teach you in school? And we both broke down different situations to where. So did they lie? Was something, did they
If you
tell
leave
us
parts out and don't tell,
truth?
that's a lie.
So
If
who
you leave in
made
parts
this?
out and change, yeah, that's a lie.
Yeah, who
Yeah,
really
basically
made
it's a lie.
this? Who? And I'm gonna tell you, the first person who said that to me, bro, was my aunt Lo. God rest her soul. She was the first person to ever like really push black history to me. She like, nah, nephew, let me tell you, let me show you this. Let me show you
Uh,
this. Grandma sat us down. Not my grandma via my aunt Lo. My grandma Daisy, my mama's grandma, my great grandma. Basically, she had big help in raising me.
yeah.
Died the year before I graduated high school. Hate this shit. I was hoping that she would have made it, but she was in
Mm.
her 90s. But she lived a long life. Long story short, bro. When I say she sat me down and she said, "Watch this, don't move," and I sat down, I watched that thing, bro. And the craziest thing of what we were told, bruh, most of the stuff they was teaching us was stolen, or
Man,
it was hear me out. Either it was stolen,
yeah.
or if it was lost, they tried to find a way to cover it by something, by a moment. So they'll pick a moment. So say if it was created in 1902 by somebody black, right? Say if that
Yeah,
black person didn't put a stamp on it, and somebody in 1910, it was a white person picks it up, and they can claim it, bro, just because it didn't have no patent on it. You get what I'm saying?
right.
And it's crazy how some of the stuff that we see every day, and you be like, okay, somebody black created that, and we probably don't even know somebody black created that. You know, it's
You
deep
know,
though.
whoever the person that created the shoe machine to make shoes was
Yeah,
black. That's
black.
what I learned in there. I learned a lot from that,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah,
I learned a lot from that. And the sugar,
yeah. Yep,
I learned a lot from that,
yep.
bro. Like, no, bro. And what the main part, the teaching, because we always talk about teaching. I know we short, we got a little bit, but the most impactful thing in that film was when the black teacher was in there with all the black kids, and he was
Mm-hmm.
making them say
Making them.
positive. Like, are
Mm-hmm.
you a Negro? They were like, no.
Mm-hmm.
What are you? I'm a black American. I'm a
Mm-hmm.
black American. Like, like, are you gonna be a failure? No. And then he was like, I'm gonna get you. Like, you, what are you? And the kids was still standing firm to like, no, I'm a black king, I'm a black queen, and so
Mm-hmm.
so many words. And that was powerful. I was like, we need to instill that
Stuff
back
that
into our black
that
kids and
now you
girls.
see why I'm pointing out that this is again, that's a whole conversation, y'all.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I'm gonna get into that. We'll get into that more in detail next time we pull up and talk. Like this
yeah.
that story could
I ain't
go.
mean to go that deep, man,
Yeah,
but
I'm trying to hold some of it, but
that's
just hear
deep
that
though,
part though.
man. Yeah,
Hear that part. What they teaching us, what they're teaching us is slightly, well, heavily but slightly diluted. Is messed up, and some of the stuff can be hidden and get lost if we don't talk about it ever again. So that's why I try to bring up situations and times and point out these situations, because if we don't, the schools ain't gonna teach it.
it's like reprogramming the brains, man.
Yeah,
That's what I feel like. It's gonna be a lot of that. We're gonna have to
yeah,
reprogram a lot of Black Americans' brains and
yeah.
minds because
So
we've been
talking
so
about it,
confused and lied to and corrupted that
yeah, yeah.
it's gonna. And the only way that it's gonna be like, you have to keep repeating it. You have to keep putting it in their face. You got to keep
Mm-hmm.
putting it in their ears, even
Yep,
if they don't want to hear it.
yep,
You still, that's when you go harder. You know what I'm
yep,
saying? When they say I don't want to hear that, you go even harder because
yep.
it eventually is gonna click one
Keep
day.
bringing it up. Yep.
Yeah,
Keep bringing it up. I ain't, and this is to put a stamp on this. Like, just remember, we've had all the opportunities to present our best to people. We are still
absolutely,
having our own in opportunities to present to people.
absolutely.
Which one are you gonna pick, y'all? Like this is, I mean, everything that I've been watching at the top of 2026. Yeah, I mean, y'all, some of y'all are crazy. Like,
It's
some of
been
y'all are
crazy,
really
bro.
crazy, man. Y'all really need to get it like together. Like, even me, I have to tell
Miserable,
myself that every day. Like, Dawn, be
miserable.
your best. Like, get up and be your best. And you probably wouldn't understand how good it is just to speak that to your own self, because sometimes you don't have nobody to speak that to you, so I mean, your
I wake
family.
up and ask God to please just protect my soul because, bruh, it's like an angel being in a world full of devils.
Yeah,
Like, that's how sometimes I feel like. And you got to ask God to protect you like mentally, physically, spiritually, because it's so much hate, bro, out here.
you're
It's so
right.
much hate. It's so much negativity out here, bro,
You're
that
right.
it's gonna take. That's why I try to push the message that we push, because I need more than me. I need more than the me's out here. I need a lot of me's to go against all these devils out here.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? That's why I
yeah.
want to wake people up. I need people to have my vision and think how we think. You know what I'm saying? And actually care about Black and care about ourselves and love ourselves. Most importantly, love
Mm-hmm.
ourselves. You
Mm-hmm.
know?
Mm?
And once we love ourselves, man, we gonna love. You can love others, but a lot of us don't love ourselves. That's the problem.
Yeah,
And
you're right about that,
I just
boy.
want to get to that point where we start loving ourselves, man.
Yeah, you're right about that. And this is the sake of love and help. That this is the help part I'm talking about. That's the help. Like, be that for somebody. Like, we have all the options again to be something. Be that for somebody. Like, some of
Mm,
y'all like way better off than a lot of people, and some of y'all just still choose to be in the most selfishest situations that you don't even really have to be in. You could be selfish, but don't be
mm.
so selfish to the point where you can't open your hand up and help somebody. And I ain't even speaking in the case of saying it's got to be money. It ain't always a money world, y'all. Sometimes you just need to speak to somebody. Sometimes you just say, "How you doing?" Sometimes you just be like,
Right.
"Are you okay?" Those things still are value.
Bro, we
Those
can't get
things still
we can't
are
get
more.
that. We
Some
can't
people
get that, bro.
think about it too. You think about this, y'all. When you get about 70, 80, 90 years old, all that talk of what you talking about, man, I don't mind. I admire being by myself. You won't. You won't. Because I see a lot of people, I drop off deliveries a lot of times, and I drop off to these older folks, and they can have some of the most eloquent conversations with you just because they ain't talked to nobody in over 2 weeks. Only time they talked to somebody is the last time they went to the doctor's office. Think
Bro, but
about that.
that's the thing. We have this wall up.
Yeah.
We have this wall up, and not only are we hurting everybody up, we hurting ourselves.
Hurting ourselves too. Thank
We
you, bro.
hurting
Thank you for
ourselves,
saying
and
that.
you're blocking a blessing. You're
Yep.
blocking somebody that could come into your life and change. That's why a lot of people
Say
are
that.
by themselves. Like we like sometimes I be like when people be like, I have nobody, I have
Mm,
no friends, I have no, and I sometimes most time look in the mirror.
yeah.
What is it that you are not doing right?
Yep.
What is it about you? Like sometimes we have to self evaluate. You know what I'm
See?
saying? Maybe it's something
See?
about me. Like I gotta change.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the key. Like you know what I'm saying? And too, because I see a lot of everybody like to blame others, but blame everybody else but themselves.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody want to play victim. They're the victim. Everybody want to play victim, man. You know, he did it, she did it. What did you do? What are those skeletons like they say, truth
Oh,
shall set you free,
Lord
sir,
Jesus,
man.
them people be having them those Lord Jesus. Anyway,
Man, I know we going over,
love
man,
y'all
but yo,
folks. Remember to
rough.
help somebody and remember to help. If you need help, get help. Autism Speaks community. I love y'all. Caretakers, y'all continue to be big. Don't allow anything to get to y'all. Stay clear. Keep a clear head. Keep a clear mind. Focus. Take care of them. Take care of your loved ones. They need you. All right.
They prayed up, yeah, yeah.
And lastly, remember y'all, this is Black History Month. And remember to learn something.
Right.
Pick something. Pick up a book. Pick up something. Go to the library. Pick up the phone.
Shout out to Vanetta Flowers.
Vanetta
You know, we talking
Flowers.
about the Olympics.
Yeah, it's
Y'all look
that
her up.
time. It's
Yeah.
that time. It is that time. But she was a very big pinnacle to us in Olympic history.
Yes.
Okay, last
I
thing. I finally put it up. Let me see. Let me see here. Let me see here. Where is it at? I just had it. Where's that? Let me say this last thing. I just want to say this last piece of this. Okay, here it is. Okay, and the reason why this is significant, 2026 is basically the centennial. The 100-year milestone is commemorated under the theme A Century of Black History Commemorations, focusing on how these public observances have transformed the statues of Black people globally. All right, we out. We love y'all. Until next time, peace.
Peace.